What up, what up, what up?
So what's up?
Welcome to the Mean Green Show. We are in the building and we have another person on the box. My name is Chris. We have Miss Alex in the building, and
What's going on?
guys and girls, we have a lot to cover, and this is Alex's first time on the podcast with Jared and I, and it's one of those Alex where we didn't give her a script.
We did not.
She just literally found out what we were about to talk about maybe about 10, 15 minutes ago. So I love these conversations, Alex, because it's genuine, and I believe that's why people like our shows, because it's from the heart. So welcome to the Mean Green Show.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome. Are you nervous?
I think a little bit, but once we get going.
Yeah. Are you gonna have like a professional Alex voice, or are you gonna kind of be like?
I think this is my voice.
This is it.
I think this is it.
Yeah.
The whole show. This is it.
Okay, let's do it. What did y'all do for the 4th? Out of curiosity, Jared, what you do?
I rode electric scooters through downtown.
Was it fast?
Did
Yeah, I
you
thought
fall?
at 15. No, but so we were right by the Astros game, and some chick ate it. I've never seen anybody fall like that on scooter. So
Like
much
face-
so she didn't even want to pick back up and get back on.
Like face first?
Well, it's like she dipped off a curb.
Mm.
Yeah, she didn't even go pick it back up. Like her dude she was riding with had to
Yeah.
get it. I don't know what they did after that, but it's a move.
That sucks. Well, I hope she feels better if she's watching and listening. Alex, what about you?
Didn't do much. Came up here for a little bit. We had 2 classes, so those went well, and then got a little workout in. Then watching fireworks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, the reason why I asked to kind of segue into what we're talking about today. Our title today is No Days Off. And yesterday was the 4th of July. And I wanted to see what you guys did. Like, was it an off day for you, Jared, completely? Yeah. Alex? Ish, right? So I think we have 3 different personalities, 3 different ages, 3 different perspectives that are going to take place today. I know everybody's going to disagree with what I'm going to say about the subject title, but that's why we're here, because I'm hoping that somebody we connect with have our perspective. And I'm not saying mine is right or Alex or Jared's is right. We just want to give you perspective, and maybe, just maybe, we can grow together or grow independently, depending on what it is. So, who should I start with? Do we start with ladies?
Always.
Ladies first.
So sweet, so sweet.
Ladies first. So straight to Alex. Alex, do you think having no off days is healthy or unhealthy?
I think I'm learning. Everything's about balance. So I would have to say, I don't know, can there be a both answer? Or you have to pick one?
Then you gotta pick
I think unhealthy. I'm gonna go with it.
unhealthy. And do you consider yourself, so a lot of you don't know the amount of freaking work that Alex put in for Mean Green. So when you're the head director, you're doing all the communicating, the onboarding, when people exit, problems, greatness, anywhere from A to Z, Alex is there. So thank you for that, first and foremost. So do you feel like, do you feel like you have any off days?
I don't think I
Perfect. Jared, unhealthy or healthy when it comes to no days off? Do you think it's healthy to have no days? Or
I think it's that's a tough question. It's loaded.
Yeah.
But off that I can say it could be healthy.
could be healthy, so
Could be healthy.
you're going healthy.
I'm gonna go healthy.
Okay, so
I think it could be healthy.
Alex is unhealthy and Jared is healthy. All right. Personally, me, I believe it is healthy. No. Answer it right. No days off. I think it's healthy to have a daily routine where you don't have any days off. So me and Jared is agreeing and Alex is disagreeing. Am I?
Ish.
Ish.
Sorry,
Ish. But this is gonna be the beautiful part about it. Hey guys, comment down below for those that are watching this live as a premiere. Do you think it's unhealthy or healthy? I want to be able to connect with you guys and see what you guys think. You always put the comments and connect with you guys. So let's start there. Alex, why do you think it's unhealthy?
I think, like I said about balance, anything of something is going to take away from other parts of your life. So If you're doing this
I like
all the
that.
time, it's like, when are you giving your time to other things?
That's real.
It's kind of a balancing act, honestly.
That's real. Jared?
As far as what I think is healthy.
Why do you think it's healthy?
I don't know. I've actually kind of been not surrounded by, but just been in contact with a lot of people that are like, I don't know what you want to call it. I'm in touch with like my time, my space, and what I want mental health, and all of that good stuff. I don't know what you call that.
Probably Zen people.
Yeah, Zen people. Let's just say that Zen people, and like being around those kind of people actually make me, put my like what I'm doing in perspective. And I think it's healthy because, especially from our perspective, we're all doing something we really enjoy. So we don't, we don't have any days off, but it's something we really enjoy to get that zen, right? So for me, I kind of think of it that way. Like, I mean, yeah. So for you to get, mental peace and mental X, Y, Z, you have to go on a walk. For us to get mental peace, maybe we sign up a member. So for us, yeah, there's no days off, but I think we find our mental peace and what we do.
Alex, your previous career,
Sure.
no days off. Is that healthy or?
Definitely did. Definitely did.
Because Jared said something that struck a light bulb for me was, when you're stepping into passion, maybe no days off is different when you're moving into what you desire to do. That's interesting.
I definitely agree with that. I was at home the other day and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna open up my laptop for 30 minutes.
Yeah, right.
3 hours later, yeah. But like, I didn't mind
Yeah.
doing that. If you would have asked me to stay 3 hours more at school, I'd been
It's
like,
a problem.
nah,
Yeah.
I'm good.
It's a problem. Yeah. That's interesting. I'm sorry, I'm pausing because I'm reflecting on my personal. So I'm gonna say what I'm thinking out loud. Yesterday, 4th of July, I didn't coach on the hour. Like, I didn't have to be at the North, or I didn't have to be at the Southwest, I didn't have to be at the Bootcamp. I didn't have to be anywhere. I have 2 boys at home, wifey, family wants to hang out, and I went in the garage about 10, and I recorded so much content until about 2 p.m. I don't know why I did that. I to this moment, I'm thinking like, why? I could have been in the house, in AC, playing with the boys, getting on Tina Nerves. I could have did so many other things, but I decided to be in the garage for 6 hours, creating content. And I think this is what I'm hoping to open perspective for my belief in why I believe you shouldn't have any days off. Passion. I felt like I was doing my God-given talent, was creating perspective and empowerment for people to be better. I wasn't in the garage working out for me. I was in the garage working out in my mind for thousands of people that are going to be following the content that we're producing. So for me, I can't take those days off because it doesn't fulfill my purpose. I think if I took days off, I'm making this up, and it's nothing against this, if this is what you do, but if I made donuts and shipped the donuts, that doesn't fulfill my purpose. So I probably wouldn't wake up, or I wouldn't go in the garage and get the heat for 6 hours and make donuts because it's not my fulfillment for what I believe my purpose is. So I think for a couple of reasons why I want to challenge everybody to have the no days off mind frame. Ooh, I know I'm gonna get some inboxes. I just want you guys to hear me out. All right, number one. Dang, somebody inbox me.
Just say it.
I know,
Just
right?
say it.
I think having no days off create sometimes tendencies for you to fall off. And what I mean by that is, for working out, I don't believe in overworking the body, but I do believe in no days off. So recovery is actually a no day off. Like, recovery doesn't mean be lazy and don't be productive. Recovery might be a walk, recovery might be an ice bath, recovery might be foam rolling for 15, 20 minutes. It doesn't mean take off completely, but I think that mindset, when you have no days off, I think of that when I'm striving for a nutrition goal. There's no cheat meals when I'm striving for a nutrition goal. It's no days off. But I think when we take mentality sometimes where it's okay to have a day off, it's okay to have a cheat meal. And again, that's everybody's own perspective, and you have your own right to think that. But for Chris Green, I like to have a no day off mentality. Alex, what you think after hearing that?
It's true though, because one cheat meal or one day off kind of turns into 2, maybe 3. So I could see it definitely from that perspective. You want to get in like a habit and a schedule of doing things that you naturally enjoy, which makes life that much more fulfilling to a certain extent. So definitely agree with that one.
So Jared and I were supposed to record yesterday the podcast, and we were talking, and he was like, "Well, I guess this is a day off." Right? And I guess it felt weird to not be in a certain routine. Like Monday, I'm supposed to not get home until 9 o'clock, but I was there pretty much all day. It felt weird. Is that a good thing, Jared? Is that a bad thing to sometimes switch up your routine?
I mean, shoot, we just talked about this last week.
Absolutely.
Having to switch up your routine and still feel the same productive that you were. You have to still feel the same productive out of your routine as you were in. So, I mean, routines are there for a reason. It's hard to change them up. Yeah, they're there for a reason.
Okay. So let's open this can. You took yesterday completely off. No training, no online stuff, no nothing, right?
Text people that need to talk to.
Did you text workouts, or you just like communication? Like, okay. Was it like you're at the dinner table with your surrounding? They're like, "Hey, get off the phone," or it's just like, "I'm sitting in the toilet, on the toilet, and I'm just gonna send something."
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna count that a day off.
Okay.
So you actually came to the gym for 2-3 hours, and then you opened up your computer. So you probably put in 4 to 6 hours yesterday, because I know we were designing, or you was designing on Competitor Corner, right? So you took 4 to 6 hours. I did 4 to 6 hours. So I guess this question goes to Alex and myself. Alex, do you feel like you missed out with family and friends yesterday when you had that 6 hours?
Could I have spent time with my family and friends? Yes, but I think I kind of knew like what they were doing, so I didn't feel as guilty. Like if they were just like at home, like just hanging out, or at my mom's house hanging out, and I chose to come up here, I'd be like, no, that's not cool. But I knew everybody was pretty preoccupied yesterday, so that's why I didn't feel as guilty.
So that's it. I was gonna say the same exact thing. Like I knew the boys, so we don't allow them to play PlayStation every day. Typically Thursdays and sometimes iPads on Sundays. Yeah, iPad on Sundays, Thursdays, PlayStation. But Tina bought them a new game, so they literally walk around the house all day yesterday. They didn't want to open. So when we opened the game for them, I knew they were gonna be on PlayStation. Tina's gotten into this show. It's an old show. Is it Monk? Monk?
Yeah.
What did I say? Monk.
Monk.
Don't let Jason hear me say that, right? Monk. Did I say it right? Okay. So she's watching that and folding clothes all day yesterday. So I knew there was no opportunity upstairs and downstairs. They're busy. So I felt okay, right? We went swimming the day prior at my dad's house. I knew nobody was going to my dad's house at that moment. So for that time, I was either going to be on TV. I was going to sit on the TV and sit on TV. I was going to sit on the couch and watch TV with Tina. Or I was going to watch the boys play PlayStation. So once they finished what they finished and I finished what I finished, we ended up hanging out, watching firecrackers, doing what we probably would have done even if I'd have sat upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah.
So when I say no days off, I love your approach, and I agree. I'm not gonna discount my family time or personal time if other things need to be done based upon me not. I'm not saying I gotta be a go-getter. I'm not gonna do anything else. No, I do what I do. But when I have the opportunity to spend family time or friend time or whatever, I do what I do. So after hearing all that 17-page essay I just said, Jared, the question I have for you is that ever difficult to have no days versus spending time with people that desire to spend time with you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. How do you deal with it?
I think
That's why we're here, right? Because we don't know the answers, right? I just apologize.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Apologize. I'm a person. I'm aware that I don't get to spend time with people. So like friends that I haven't seen in a long time, text my mom, whoever if I haven't seen them in a while. Just call. I drive a lot, so I just call on a ride. Hey, I know we haven't talked since I've been seeing you in a while, but just to follow up.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are pretty understanding. You know, they know what you do. Yeah, I appreciate that. So I mean, the way I look at it, honestly, I don't get a whole lot of phone calls, so I really do go out of my way trying to make those phone calls and make sure people know. So I just try to be courteous.
Yeah.
Knowing what I have on my plate, I try to be courteous to others. So, but how do I make time for them, like to go hang out? I don't know.
I think you said it though. You know, doing what you can, people respect that and honor that. I think someone that we all know super busy. If that person, whoever I'm explaining, called me out the blue, I'm like, oh crap, let me answer this. And then number two, like, hey, they didn't have to do this. They're reaching out. So we all have friends that we may not see for months or years at a time, but when y'all see each other, it's like that brother or sister that come back. And it's not that y'all don't want to be around each other on a normal basis. It's just we grow sometimes in different directions. I think that's healthy though. Oh, I shouldn't say this. Oh, I shouldn't say this. Screw it. I'm saying it. Tina, alright. Then when they start laughing, I kind of don't want to say it. You know?
It's because you preluded. Oh,
I know,
shouldn't
the
say this.
suspense is like,
Tina. Well,
So,
and then you say Tina, and I'm like, oh.
Jared has his look sometimes when I say things around Tina or about Tina. They kind of give me like, like he kind of like shows bottom teeth like, ooh. And then Alex kind of give me that look like, dog. So, here we go. No days off with Tina. Tina don't see me. I see Alex more than I see Tina probably. I see Jared more than I probably see Tina. Because she has a career, I have a career, especially during the academic school year. I mean, I don't see Tina sometimes like home at 9 o'clock. And it doesn't mean I don't love her. And Tina, for those that know her personally, she's not a call me on the phone, let's talk on the phone until you fall asleep type woman. Like, she send you a text, I'm good, and she's like, that's just not her personality. So it's not that I don't love her or she don't love me, it's just like we understand us, and there are moments where, this is the point when I'm getting to, there's moments when I know Tina needs more time. Like if Tina's not like a huggy on me, like lean on my shoulder, but if she randomly start doing that, I'm like, okay, we need to go on a date. Or if she called me out the blue and I'm like, hey, what's up? She's like, nothing. And I'm like, what's up? What you need? Oh, I'm just calling. Oh, I need to spend more time communicating with Tina. So it's the same thing when we talk no days off. I don't necessarily have to quit my job or give away a training session to another trainer. It's just, oh, I'm reading the writing on the wall. And I want you guys to kind of picture that. What writing is on the wall that you need to adjust? It doesn't mean you need to stop working out. It doesn't mean you need to find another job. It just means there's some attention that need to be executed, and you can do that without stopping everything that you're doing. Off the top of your head, because she's on the Mean Green Show, I gotta to Alex, is there anything that's writing on the wall that you think you pay more attention to?
Definitely my relationships.
So, Jared?
Sorry.
I thought she was gonna give like a couple sentences. Relationships.
Relationships.
Writing on the wall like that.
It can be mind, body, spirit. Like my back, it was writing on the wall on my back. I better start spending some time with it. I better start looking at something. And if you don't know, we can come back to it, but I'm just curious if you have one.
I know I'm using my mom as an example here. My mom loves to throw shade at me sometimes. So
That's it.
it's one comment my mom made that had me like, dude, it made me feel uneasy. I think I was hanging out with her one time. She had some friends over. And we said something, and she was like, oh, I gotta start making appointments to spend time with my baby. Boom, I said,
That's it. That's writing on the wall.
so yeah, that was
Yeah.
writing on the wall for me, where I knew I needed to start figuring it out.
Yeah. Two options though, right? You can either, hey, next week, mom, meet me at Texas Roadhouse. I'm coming to Humble or wherever she may be coming over there to train. Let's meet at Texas Roadhouse, or just ignore that comment and keep doing what you're doing. Right? I think the problem with no days off is that sometimes we ignore. Right? So if you're ignoring and you still have no days off, that creates the problem. It's not quitting being a go-getter. It's just ignoring the signs on the wall. And I think for me personally, I mean, I'm pretty vulnerable at the moments I need to be. I'm explaining or express me being a father or a husband, part of ministry is always something I see on the wall that I can do better. But I think right now, currently, the thing that I'm really looking forward to express where a whole, not just people that know me, but people that don't know me that follow us. I would love to ignore things that don't matter. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I pay attention to too much stuff, and it really doesn't matter. So, true story, I came into the gym, and I got here a little earlier than I expected. And I knew where we were going to record, and I wanted to vacuum. And I didn't want to record this podcast show until I vacuumed. True story. But I would have did that, I would start sweating, I wouldn't have been able to set everything up. Did that really matter? The people that are listening to this, that's not even watching this, are they going to even see that we got jump rope material from our ropes on the ground? No, they're not going to see that. But I think that's what I need to work on. I'm using that as an example, but there are things that I deal with personally, with relationships, with being a father. There are some things I just need to kind of ignore. It's not even a big deal. And if I do that, I think I can still execute at a high level in my career and spend time with these.
That kind of segues into something I have a question for you. So when it comes to ignoring stuff, like, this one might be a little tough. So I'm thinking, and we talked about this whenever we thought about this idea, pop culture, right? Pop culture, and in music, it tells you no days off, grind hard, no sleep. How hard is it when you grew up on that message? Because sometimes that when we say unhealthy, I think that's what kind of we think about. Like, oh, I shouldn't sleep. Oh, I should work all day, every day. I like this question. I should break. How hard is it to ignore that whenever you're trying to get to where you're going, whether you're driving towards a goal, whether you're, I like to talk about work. I like this. I want to answer that one first.
The lady with the WTF should go first.
I definitely, you hear that in so many songs, like, work, like.
Oh, I thought you were doing it. I was doing it.
And like, I think I've always agreed with that. Like, people who support me, like, you'll just kind of get on board, blah, blah, blah. But I think at a certain time when you start to like see how much it might affect the people around you, like how much you are working, I think until that happens, then it's kind of like, oh, okay. Like, I was always like, just work. And then all it takes is that person, like your mom, to say like a comment. It's like, dang, okay, maybe I need to make a little adjustment.
Yeah. I must say this before I answer your question. I believe 100% in what we talked about last week, letting your body recover, sleep, and rest. I do believe in that. So when I said everything I said about no days off, I still believe first you let your body recover. So with work, to answer your question from music, like just especially in the hip hop, rap era, that is such a popular term, whether they're pushing away, whether they're writing music, and everything else, right? For me, I love basketball. I don't feel like basketball is work. Like, if you said, hey, Chris, you gotta go watch all the games in the playoffs, I'm not gonna say, oh, damn, I gotta go watch basketball. I love that, right? So, things that I love don't, fitness, it doesn't consider to me as, oh, crap, I gotta go tell somebody to work out today. Like, that's not work to me. Work to me is things that I don't want to do. So when I hear that music, I will put on music and do things that I don't want to do because I need to execute. True story. I don't like physical therapy. It sucks. Like, who wants to go straighten their leg out, squeeze their quadriceps for 30 seconds and lift it up and pull squats 3 sets for 30 seconds, right? Like, who really wants to allow another guy to press his thumb into your groin hip flexor area and tell you to take a deep breath? Like, I don't want that, right? But I know that work has to be implemented consistently to get me to the result of no pain. So for me, that culture really, I embraced it and put it in the perfect place for me to execute. But when you talk about work to a place where I don't sleep, I don't agree with that. But work to do things that you typically wouldn't do, I do put it there. What y'all think? It's cool. Speaking of that, that's why I'm wearing this tape. For any, yeah, that was
They were all
bothering me.
wondering.
He said,
They were all
look
wondering.
old.
I've been trying to cover it. I didn't know how to cover it.
I like that.
Shout out to Tony and Dr. Andrews. So, but you know, this is a great example too. I don't want to spend money every week and get my body worked on. Golly, it feels great, and I'm getting to a place where I want to be. But gas is expensive, and I sure don't want to spend my gas money going there, and it's the other side of town where I have no business to be on there. But again, it gets to a place where if I don't do it, I'm taking a day off of getting better. And if I take more days off than putting days on to getting better, where am I going to be? Either left or right. If left is where I don't want to be and right's where I want to be, I'm trying to go right as many times as possible. And I think that's where a lot of us get to a point where we don't produce what we should produce because it's not easy or it takes a little work. But I don't know. I go on like this, so I'm just passing my to Jared and Alex. Say something while I drink on this water that's not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Not yet.
That's real. I like those.
Alex, what's your where did you learn work from?
Good question. Probably my parents.
Parents. I love it. I know she's like, man, give me time to think. What did you take from who? Like, what did you take from your mom? What did you take from your dad?
I think my dad back then, like, just do whatever you need to make it happen.
I see that.
My mom now, she's like, what?
She's on south.
Like, yesterday she
Hey,
did
Miss
the,
J.
she was at the 4th of July parade because they had a big booth, blah, blah, blah. So she was like up at 2, and then she didn't get home from the event like at 11 p.m.
Up at 2, what do you mean? Which 2? Miss J. 2.
Okay. But like she enjoys that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. If you enjoy it, do it. Let's go.
You know, I've seen your mom at events and on social media. She seems, I mean, everybody has their days, obviously, but she always seems just happy at whatever she's doing, whether it's volunteering or serving or helping. It's just like she's always doing what she wants to do.
Yeah.
I cannot picture your mom. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something she don't want to do. I can't picture your mom at Shipley Donuts making donuts. Happy. You know what I mean? Like, like so. I think that's a lesson too. You know, do what you do, and bring joy. So, shout out to those two, Mr. Alex and Miss Jay. What about you, Jared?
When I learned work,
Yeah, where did you learn work from?
definitely my mom.
Yeah.
That would be my biggest influence. The second would be you. Learn my way through this fitness industry. So, if we're being honest, so
I almost pump up my water. All right. Well, what did you pick up from mom? Give me 2 things from mom and 1 thing.
I think from my mom I learned just resiliency through anything you're doing. One thing she helped me do, so not just learn from example from her, but learn from something she had to help me do was my knee injuries. As I was trying to get through those, like she would always talk me up. Honestly, I think she even got to the point where she thought I should quit, but she helped me learn who I was through her.
Yeah.
I didn't know resiliency was a thing until she was like, "Dang, kid, you're not gonna stop." I didn't even know the difference. Like, stop. I want to stop. So like she had to tell me like, that's great. Like, not everybody not everybody's willing to do that. So like that kind of taught me what resiliency was, consistent work. So I learned that from her. And
I got me chills.
seriously. And then the second thing, she really told me everything. But, I mean, for her, I don't necessarily know exactly what, but like my family background isn't necessarily the greatest. So for my mom, she had me pretty young. So for her to have me young, work 2 jobs, full-time student, all that kind of stuff. Like I know I've had this conversation with you a little bit. Like there's certain things that I just won't be able to emulate because it's already happened and it's gotten me to a better place. But there's certain things I can learn from. I just learned from that. Like, no, I won't ever have to raise a kid at 19 or 20 and work 2 jobs to make ends meet, all that kind of stuff. I won't ever have to do that, but I learned from her having to do that to get us where we're at. So
Special.
just that kind of stuff.
That's special. And I'm gonna ask you this question just in case she listens or she watches this.
Yeah.
When did you notice that from her? What age? Like what era?
If I can be honest, I didn't
100%.
fully grasp it. I just really started looking at that until probably 23. Yeah, 24.
Yeah.
That's kind of really started.
That's awesome. I said it gave me chills because for my little ones, right? Even now, it's to a point where I want to protect so much of their innocence. They really just I'm joking about CJ the other day where he would say certain things, and he really don't know the difference between saying happy or shit, right? Like to be honest, like he doesn't know, and he's learning that, and we try our best to protect. But when something clicks, it's something special. And at the age of 6, I don't have short stories, so I'm not gonna tell you this is gonna be a short story. But I'm trying to teach them how to hit the brakes on their bike. Yes, my sons are 6, and yes, they still ride their bike with their training wheels. So I took them out the other day, and I was riding the bike, and even on the training wheels, they didn't know how to hit the brakes. They just let it roll, and they're so tall on their bike. They just did a Fred Flintstone, and they stopped, right? So I kind of got a little embarrassed in the neighborhood. I was like, okay, hold on. I'm talking about a little 2-year kid. He rolled by just speeding, like, hey, catch up. So I took the fatherhood of, I'm teaching my sons today how to stop their bike, Alex. So Caleb actually caught it pretty quick. I was like, hey, you want to jam backwards, and it stopped. So he actually liked the sound. So he would go real fast, kind of turn it sideways. And he likes that, right? Especially, Caleb is his personality. CJ is like, he'll go, and then I would tell him, and like, I gave him like really good instructions, and he didn't comprehend.
Yeah.
And he just kept riding to the curb. So I'm trying to be creative on him to listen. So I was like, no PlayStation, because it was Thursday, we have guys night. And he just like you could see him like trying his best, and he was just like, okay, so. And he was going, and then it was time when they hit the brake, and he just rolled right, and he kept doing it. And then as a father, I started noticing his body language. Like he was getting to a point where he was defeating himself, like, I can't do this. And he wanted to do it so bad, so I thought he just wasn't listening, like he wasn't paying attention, but he really was. I wasn't doing a great job of communicating to the way that he can, process it. So Caleb, twin power, right? One likes red, the other one likes blue, which is how it is. Caleb is, hey, this is what you need to do. He kept doing that, and I was like, stop, because I thought he was really trying to get on his brother's nerves. And he wants to play his brother in PlayStation so bad, he was actually trying to help. I didn't get it. But finally he's like, hey, Dad, all you gotta do is tell CJ to go backwards, like instead of forward, go backwards, Daddy. And I was like, that ain't, Christopher, go backwards like you're going the opposite ways. I was like, right? So the reason why I said it's not an age, right? Like you said 23. If your mom came across this, I bet she'd be like, dang, I'm proud of that. Because like even at that moment, as a father, I don't have the answers. As a mother, she didn't have all the answers, but when you do your best and you see them get it, whether they got it from you or someone else, it's still a proud moment. So I think that being said, with everything that we're talking about, with no days off, man, we're using fitness as a tool, but that took me to being a dad, no days off, to being a husband, no days off. Man, I gotta be a better son, no days off, better brother. love her either better or whatever. I'm gonna say sister, but I can't be my sister, right? So I'm a brother.
I can't be. Another question.
Wait, I didn't want to miss anybody, you know. So I was thinking of like my sisters. I'm still a brother. Okay, so yeah, I'm a brother. But no, man, that's dope. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Tina and then let's exit. Why are we talking about Tina, Jared?
Tina? Because everybody wants to know. How does she feel about everything that you just talked about? From family, your family rating in our second podcast, to the way you feel about no days off. Everybody wants to know. So we're going to get that to y'all
Next week.
next week.
Tina's gonna be here.
We're gonna get Tina here. Woo! We're gonna get Tina here. And I don't know my play. Do I need to be on that show?
Yes.
So do you think she'll? I feel like she's gonna say whatever.
Oh,
if
she
you're
gonna say
here.
whatever. She don't have that corporate voice on at first, but once that wear off, I'm honestly, I don't know what she would say on some of the things. I'm curious what she would say. Me as a person, I know what she's gonna say, but me as no days off, the way she views Mean Green is gonna be different from the way you guys as team members versus the members we train. Her Mean Green's a different perspective. So I'm curious what her Mean Green looks like.
So check it out. I think I'm going to, what do we call somebody that talks?
A commentator?
Moderator.
Moderator.
Conversation. It's going to be your voice. So if y'all have any questions that I can ask, comment down below.
I feel like I'm gonna wear a polo shirt. I'm gonna get a haircut. No, you know what though? I think honestly, the goal for Mean Green, right, is to help people believe and achieve and receive. And I think the thing that I would love everybody to see from Tina and our relationship is not perfection. 'Cause we're not close to perfection, but we do strive to empower. And there's days where Chris needs to be Chris, and it happens for two reasons. Number one, Tina has my back like no other, and I know her belief in me and what I'm doing is worth more than 10 bad comments under a Facebook post. And because of that, it gives me a heart of a lion, right? And then the second thing, there's days where me and Tina are not seeing eye to eye, and because of that, it's cool for sometimes the people that know me best to call me out. Because again, I don't see Tina as much as I see a lot of other people. So, not that I tell our business, but if I come in to the gym, teach to 5, and Dame is there, I'm like, damn, man, your girl, Tina, man. What you mean, Tina? And I'm like, man, she tripping, man. Like, when the last time you took her out? When the last time you went on a date? You need to be, where's the romance, Chris? What did you get? He will
I
call.
was about to say, that sounds like Dame if I ever heard
But it sometimes, like, in our household, it's Tina and it's Chris. There's no between. Like, nobody can call us out because we only have our own perspective. But when you get around people that you trust, like, yeah, Dan, you're right. I have not took her out this year. Right? Or, yeah, maybe I should have got her a birthday present. Whatever it may be, right? I'm being a little extreme.
They're on the truth, they're on the truth.
So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, Tina.
Excited.
Jared might be reaching out to you. What if she decides not to come?
She will.
She will.
She'll come.
She'll come. What happens if we tell people and there's people like
People just come to watch a lot. Yeah.
all
You
right.
know.
Yeah, man. Well, let's get out of here, man. I want to be respectful to everybody's time. But for everybody's able to tune in, thank you, man. Your comments, your reviews are everything. I'm even to the point where I'm so excited to get feedback and for you guys to actually watch. I will actually do this, guys. If y'all want to see an uncut version of the podcast that we did prior to, it's just the audio didn't match the professionalism that I have or an expectation for what we want to produce. I will produce that if they really want to hear it. Because that was
It was really
It
good.
was really good. So that's all I have, folks. I got anything?
Can't wait for next week.
Yes, I'm wearing a knee brace. I'll see y'all soon. All right, what's that, 40 minutes? All right, I definitely like the first one better, but I don't think the audio is gonna be good. No way.